Hi, I'm Heather, also known as Heathwitch, and I've been a practicing witch for over 30 years. I wanted to make a short video about what I have come to understand as the broad strokes of different types of witches. So in my time, I've come across lots of different types of witches. I've been a coven leader, I've been a coven member, and I've been a solitary practitioner, which is what I am now. And I have come to realise that really, there's all these labels that are battered around in witchcraft, like green witch, kitchen witch, crystal witch, and so on. And I have come to understand that witches really fall into one of three categories. So first off, a spiritual witch. And by this, I mean a witch who has at the cornerstones of their practice a really strong devotional practice to a deity or set of deities, or communes with their ancestors, maybe combines all of that together. So that means their practice is going to be mainly devotional. It's going to be mainly about offering worship or veneration or reverence to their ancestors, their gods, their goddesses, however that looks for them. And all of their magic is going to be revolving around these concepts of devotional practice. Next up is your practical witch. And this is going to be a witch who is your stereotypical witch who uses their practice, their magic, for all sorts of things. It could be healing work, it could be divination, it could be herb lore, it could be kitchen witchery, the full gamut. The critical point in it that differentiates it from a spiritual witch is there is no inclusion of any form of worship or veneration of the ancestors, the spirits, or deities, gods or goddesses. And you get quite a few witches who fall into this category. Some of them may be humanists, some of them may be agnostic, you name it. So this is the category in which most witches may fall, but it all just depends on you and your practice. Now, lastly, we have the witch that combines both the spiritual side of things and the practical side of things. And by that, I mean they have a very strong practical foundation in which they do their lotions, their potions, their spell work, their divination, their herb lore, their simples, things like that. And they also connect with a deity or their ancestors or the spirits in order to further their practice. So it's both an actual craft and an actual belief system. And for me, this is where I sit. My witchcraft is actually both a practice and a spirituality for me. Now, a lot of pagans and other witches may disagree with me on this one because they are lots of different ways of looking at this. But this is where I believe, not everyone will, that you can actually get Jewish people who also practice witchcraft. You can get Christians who also practice witchcraft because they have got their strong spiritual basis, but they also practice herb lore, simples, divination, you name it, okay? So there is that element of things. Now, you're going to be saying to me, what about all the kitchen witches? What about all the herb witches? What about all the witches that like to play with crystals? What about all the witches who just solely do healing magic, etc.? As I said, this is all a very broad strokes overview of the three main types of witches as I see them. After this, you can get your specialisms. So you may actually get a kitchen witch who works with all their lotions, their potions, their teas, their herbal brews, etc., but only does that. Doesn't actually have any kind of spiritual pathway at all. You may have a herbal witch that also connects with the spirits of the land, their ancestors, their gods, their goddesses, you name it. And this is where the real granular concepts of witchcraft come in, where people say, oh, but I'm a kitchen witch, or oh, I'm a green witch, or anything like that. So this is really like above that overview. And this is how I have witnessed and experienced witchcraft for the last 30 odd years. And I could quite honestly think back to all the witches that I have known in that time and been able to categorise them into one of these three broad categories. Now, my view on this may change, it may evolve over time. You may not agree with it, it's just what I have come to experience and what my opinion is on the craft. But I hope it helps give you a quick overview as to what you can do within witchcraft itself. So if you are searching for your pathway, if you are not sure how to connect the craft side of being a witch with the spiritual side of being a witch, or whether you want to keep the two completely separate, I hope this video has actually given you some insight into how that can be achieved. As always, please feel free to drop me any comments, suggestions, questions in the comments section down below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, a subscribe, a share would be much appreciated. I normally do unboxing videos, so, you know, seeing me in front of the camera is quite different. However, I hope to do more of these in future. I am very active on social media, particularly Instagram and TikTok. I try to post to both at least once a day, and hopefully there will be more of these videos to come. So thank you very much and take good care of yourselves and many blessings.